A short note about Miss Wang. Jockey and his father's deaths were not only a blow to her, but a terrible strike to her entire family. They couldn't stay in Suzhou. Her parents sold their properties at a very low price, gathered a large amount of cash, and left Suzhou. They left China, but no one knew where they settled. I later learned their first stop was Hong Kong. After Hong Kong, someone saw them in Japan. Beyond that, no one knew where they went. They might be living alone in some South American country. Their bad luck, in a way, turned into good luck. A year after they left, China went through huge changes. Many families like the Wangs were destroyed by the changing society, scattered and broken. In comparison, the Wangs' early departure was lucky. After leaving their home, I returned to the Yi mansion and stayed a few more days until the old madam's brother arrived from Nanyang to take over. Only then did I leave. During those days, I couldn't look Jiamin in the eyes. She knew the whole story and had believed it from the start. I hadn't, of course. Whether I believed or not made no difference. Even if I had believed from the start, I couldn't have convinced Jockey to go back to Bahu. Still, I couldn't stop feeling that I had done something wrong. It wasn't until I was about to leave that I found a moment alone with Jiamin. When she heard I was going to Yunnan, she burst into tears. "Why would you go to such a scary place?" "Why?" I answered a little sadly. "I don't know exactly why, but I know I have to go. Jiamin, you will understand my feelings. I have to go." She cried for a while before nodding slowly. "I understand." I gave a bitter smile. "Then don't tell anyone." She nodded, then suddenly grabbed my hand, staring at me. "Big brother Wei, if you fall in love with a Miao girl there, never leave her." Her tone was so serious I couldn't laugh. "I understand," I said. "I'll write to you, keep you updated on everything." But I never kept that promise, not a single letter. Back then, as Jiamin and I said goodbye, neither of us thought it would be the last time we would see each other. The next day, I left Suzhou. 2 weeks later, after using every kind of transport, I reached the river Jockey had described and found the Miao village where he had stayed. Even the house they had lived in. T was a magical place. The river was wide yet calm, its water incredibly clear. Banana and banyan trees grew thickly along the banks. Birds with feathers so beautiful they would stay with you forever flew around. Not afraid of people, every flower seemed larger, more colorful here. If there was a paradise on earth, this was it. The place felt like paradise, not just for its beauty but for its unique peacefulness. There was no need for suspicion between people. The Miao people here were, I would say, the most honest, helpful, and good in the world. They were almost perfect. I settled into the house Jockey had stayed in and asked the villagers about the Miao clan he had mentioned, the ones skilled in Gu. For days, I got no information. These Miao people were open about everything except that Gu clan. They wouldn't cleverly avoid the topic. Instead, they would become silent, staring at me with terrified eyes that made me feel very cold. When I couldn't get answers, I decided to search myself. On a full moon night, I slowly paddled a canoe upstream, sure it was the way Jockey had gone, half a mile out. Someone shouted behind me. I turned and saw 2 canoes racing toward me, each paddled by 4 men, with 2 older men aboard. They caught up quickly, grabbing my canoe. "Sir, you can't go. Even we don't dare go there. You're our guest, you can't go." In Kunming, an elder had told me to bring gifts for the Miao, and I had, quickly becoming their friend. Now, these elders were truly worried I would face terrible danger. I was thankful but couldn't follow their warning. I smiled. "Don't worry, it will be fine. I know Meng Ji and Bashu, and their father. I'm visiting as a friend, no problem." Double quotes. The mention of Meng Ji and Bashu. Their faces became serious. The elders let go of my canoe. One said, "Be very careful. Don't fall in love with any girl from their clan. That's your only hope of coming back." "Thanks," I said. "I'll be careful." They unwillingly said goodbye to me. Their warning made me even more careful. I paddled upstream as the night grew darker, the moonlight grew brighter, and the river was calm. Then I heard a song. It was clearly a funeral song, so sad it brought tears to my eyes. I wasn't in a great mood. but not sad enough to cry, yet that song made my nose sting and tears fell without me wanting them to. I kept paddling, the funeral song growing clearer. It wasn't singing, it was a group of deeply sad sobs, making me want to cry along. I wiped my eyes and paddled faster upstream. It was midnight, a full moon night. As my canoe went around a cliff, I saw an amazing sight, a bright light from torches, then a huge wooden raft, about 20 feet square. On it were 70 or 80 people, each covering their face, singing, with a torch by their side. Their expressions of deep sadness were clear in the fiery light. At the raft's center, 4 girls wore white flower crowns, singing and crying. At their feet lay another woman, not moving, as if asleep. The raft was held in the middle of the river by 4 thick ropes tied to rocks on the shore. As my canoe got closer, almost no one on the raft noticed me. When I was about 10 feet away, I could see clearly. The woman lying among the 4 girls was BEWITCHED. Her body was covered in bright flowers, her face uncovered. Under the moonlight, her face was perfect, like smooth white jade. Her eyes were closed, her expression so peaceful it was clear she had left this world. Tears streamed down my face, not forced, but a real need to cry. Crying? I moved my canoe to the raft. Only when I climbed aboard did someone look at me. It was Meng Ji. He froze, then moved to help me, but I waved him away roughly, almost violently. As if I were in a trance or drunk, I walked straight to BEWITCHED. Then, without knowing how it started, I joined the 4 girls' funeral song, my rough voice mixing with theirs. Their sad song, now joined by a man's voice, became even more heartbreaking. The crowd's sobs grew louder. I sang for a long time, then knelt beside BEWITCHED. I gently moved the hair from her forehead. In the moonlight, she looked like a sleeping beauty from a fairy tale. If a kiss could have woken her, I wouldn't have hesitated, but she was beyond waking. She had been left by my best friend. My feelings were impossible to describe. I'm not one to cry easily, but my tears kept falling, dripping onto her face and the flowers covering her. I lost track of time until the first rays of sunlight replaced the moonlight. The girl's song became softer, more gentle. The song was simple, just a few repeated lines, but it brought deep calm, as if all trouble had gone, leaving only peace. The girls didn't sing long. As the sun rose, casting golden light across the river, they lifted BEWITCHED's body and carried it to a canoe. I wanted to follow, but Meng Ji grabbed my sleeve. In a calm voice, he said, "Thank you for coming to BEWITCHED's funeral, but you can't come with us. Only pure young women can make sure the dead soul forgets life's pain and rests forever." Only then did my trance-like state, caused by the funeral song, lift. I asked urgently, "Meng Ji, tell me, why did BEWITCHED die? Did she?" I meant to ask if she had killed herself, but before I could, Meng Ji said, "She had to die." I didn't understand. What does that mean? His voice was steady, like he was telling an old story. BEWITCHED used the heart goo, but it couldn't make the one she cursed return to her. She could only find release in death. I shook my head. Unless I accepted the mysterious power of goo as real, none of this made sense. Before I could say more, Meng Ji continued, "You should go back. Our place isn't for you. For your sake and ours, leave. I mean that kindly." I gave a bitter smile. "No, I need to understand what goo is." He shook his head. "You won't understand. You don't believe such powers exist. You're like that green-eyed, golden-haired man." He tried to understand goo too, but he couldn't. "That green-eyed man is a famous person," I said quickly. "I at least need to meet him before I go, or I'm not leaving." Meng Ji looked at me carefully. "Then you might never leave." His words sent a chill through me. But I was too young then, too careless to think about the bad results. "I'm going," I insisted. "Meng Ji, take me to your home. I mean no harm, you can trust me." He sighed. "If you must go, you won't come back. You'll have to stay with us forever." Like the green-eyed man, without hesitation, I said loudly, "I understand." Meng Ji couldn't change my mind. He sighed again. "Fine. I hope you don't regret it. We don't mean to harm anyone unless they harm us first. You saw the price Bashu paid, I trust you understand. I sighed too. I do. To be honest, I didn't know Bashu was dead. I didn't come for her funeral. I came to understand your mysterious power. He looked at me with a strange expression, silent for a long moment. Then he said, you can understand if you stay with us. You could become friends with the green-eyed man, though he's quite foolish, understands nothing.